banned all of their games.
RMJ Motoring.
RMJ Motoring says Juice can be the modern Tom Rathman. Sybilla rocks the house. Great stuff, Grant. Yes, she does. Yeah, I mean, Rathman was a little bit more of like a runner. He could run the ball more.
He was a killer.
Yeah, Juszczyk's more of a tight end. Like, he's so good catching the ball. Between him, Dwelly, and Kittle, you don't really need a number 3
I feel like Rathman was the pre-All-Star. Do you think that's fair to say? Yeah.
Yeah, just more of a running back, fullback hybrid. I would say Juszczyk's more of like a fullback tight end hybrid, but they're both really good, and Juszczyk needs the ball more. Go back and look at Rathman's numbers. He would get the ball more in one season than Juszczyk's gotten in 4 years with the 49ers. Come on.
I do not understand the amount of, if you look at the resource allocation to Kyle Juszczyk contractually, why does he not demand the ball more, as far as like his contract is saying, throw me the ball?
Yeah, and this contract is saying give him the ball 5 times a game, but the way they use him is just
I would like to see maybe two runs a game, unless Mostert and Sermon and Wilson in the future are just churning it up. I would like to see some action with Kyle Juszczyk, but I would love to see some deep passes where he lines up out wide. And we've seen some great plays where he lines up out wide like a receiver, or if he lines up in the tight end position or something like that, like a second tight end, him and Kittle working the middle of the field, or one of them striking a post route. I would love to see Kittle strike the post and Kyle Juszczyk take it over the middle. That would be amazing.
Yeah, and again, you're going to start seeing a downfield element to all these receivers' games now that Trey Lance is the quarterback.
Now, I'm not an NFL back, but I will tell you, if I saw Kittle, because the way I played was kind of like a roaming free safety or a box safety, that sort of thing. So I would have been responsible for fullbacks and tight ends coming out. If I saw the two of those, it would put me on my heels like that. I would. Kyle Shanahan could confuse visually with those two, and I know he does it with Ross Dwelly sometimes, but I just think Kyle Juszczyk, he's lethal.
Yeah, and one stat
I know you like Ross Dwelly. I do
like one stat I like to see is like to judge whether someone deserves more targets. What is the passer rating when targeted? Because sometimes people get
over 100, like a 105 or something.
It's like 105. It's like 105 point. Kittle's is 106 and Dwelly's is 107. They're all very efficient. And Kittle is the one that gets
when you throw the ball to Dwelly,
Yeah, Kittle gets the volume, but Juszczyk and Dwelly could get a bigger workload.
And I will say, last year I saw some drops from Kittle that were uncharacteristic of him. But everyone has a bad game or a little bit of a streak. But his, like you said, the passer rating was still high.
Yes, absolutely.
But he doesn't usually.
Right. We'd like to see. We don't want to see you slipping, Kittle. Now that you got that contract. Juice as our third down and passing down back. What do you think? Yeah, that's a good point. When it's third down and you need a running back in the game, why not him? He's the best receiver of the running backs and the best blocker of the running backs. That's a good point.
Give Trey Lance some extra time. Yeah, I would have wanted Wilson myself if he was healthy.
Wilson, yes, is very
because he is faster with the ball in his hands.
Yes,
but at this point, I think this is a really good point. I think Juszczyk is probably the one.
Yes.
We'll see how Trey Sermon looks out of preseason and once we get closer. But right now, Juszczyk, absolutely.